So I started with my fabulous Fruit of the Loom bra base, and then I cut the cups off. I cut off, the flimsy backing on either side, and I cut off the straps. But I left this O-ring, this plastic ring. That's what the strap's attached to. And it's very helpful because it doesn't matter at which angle my strap will attach. It can kind of pivot on this O-ring. I could have it be a halter. I could have it attached to, vertically to the bra band in the back. And no matter which way I decide for my straps to go, because I have an O-ring, it'll just automatically adjust, which is really convenient. So I'm going to keep the O-ring, and I'm going to sew on straps to the sides. I haven't decided if it's just going to be a strap and a strap, like on my gold costume, or if I'm going to fill it in with more suit fabric. Let me show you what I mean by my gold costume. I actually have it right here. Here are the side straps to the bra, and you can see that I really literally just made straps from this here and there, and then this is not structural at all. It's just decorative. I mean, it's attached, and I guess it takes some of the stress, but it's just a pretty little applique I made. So I don't know if I'm going to do that with the pearls. I think that would be a kind of cool concept. I don't know if I'll do it, but how neat would it look like if it was just strands of pearls kind of attached, and it looked like it was just held on with pearls? Kind of very, like Christina Aguilera's costume, her pearl costume in the Burlesque movie. That was awesome. I don't know if I'm going to do that, but it's one idea. Another idea is to, fill it in with more Assuit fabric. But you can kind of see, not on the covered ones, but you can see on this one where the side of the bra was originally attached. And that's pretty much where one of my straps will be attached and where the other one will be attached. Now I left the little attachment for the center, but I'm not going to use it. Number one, this bra base is designed to open from the front, and you really don't want that happening on stage. So I'm not going to trust the closure to act as my support system for the center. I'm actually going to replace it with some really reinforced fabric, like a grosgrain ribbon and stuff like that. And of course, I've got my emblem. But let me talk about covering the cups. You can see I've already got one done, and this is mid-process. I took my least expensive fabric, this is that crinkle satin polyester stuff, and I just laid it on top, and I always lay it flat on the inside edge, flat on the outside edge, and then flat until you get to the center bottom of the cup. And that leaves you with this extra bit of fabric, because we are putting a flat piece of fabric onto a curved thing. And this is like perfectly curved. This is a foam molded cup designed to kind of replicate the normal natural shape of a human breast. So it doesn't even have any seams like in previous costume projects I have done. So this is pretty organic looking, and what you do is you would fold it under and then spiral stitch the fabric to itself to kind of get it in. But since this is 2 layers of fabric, it's the crinkle satin and the Assuit on top, what I did was I measured out and cut and trimmed off and made a model with the cheap fabric, and then I laid that on top of my Assuit fabric. You can see here's the pretty wide band, and I wanted that to line up with the inside edge of the fabric. So I laid that a pattern piece that I had made on top of here and cut it out, making sure that I lined it up with where the edge of this pattern would be. And then I laid them both on top and pinned both of them together and folded both of them under. And once I had them all folded under, that's when I stitched all this on and folded this under and spiral stitched it up. But to avoid there being a great deal of bulk here, if this entire extra triangle of fabric was folded underneath and it was 2 layers worth, it would probably be a little bulky here. So instead, I kind of pinched it and then trimmed off the excess about 1/2 inch away. And then I folded it under from there. And you can kind of sort of see where that edge is. Here's folded and here's cut and folded under. And then spiral stitched. And this is sewn on by hand. You can kind of see the little indentations of where my tiny stitches are. My stitches are tiny on the outside and very long on the inside. I don't know how good the resolution is and if you can see it, but each stitch on the inside is, for me, I would say about a centimeter long for those in Europe, and if for those in America, maybe half an inch. And on the outside, they are very, very small, maybe an eighth of an inch, or I don't know, whatever an eighth of an inch is in centimeters. Millimeters, I guess, 8 millimeters, or I don't know, something like that. But yeah, that's what it will look like. And I'll do the same to this, and then I will attach side straps and then the center straps, because people never think about the center strap as one of the straps. It's very important. Even with the same cup sizes, different women have different bodies. They could be better fit by a costume that the cups are closer together. They could be better fit by a costume with cups further apart. And as you're making your costume, just try it on yourself and figure out what that ideal fit is for you. I've known people who want the cups really close together because they want to be more modest and they feel like there's not so much openness here. And there are some people who put them close together because they want to make it look like they have more cleavage. Whatever floats your boat, whatever makes you happy. But just experiment and get your empirical research on and make it how you want to be. So I'm going to cover this cup and I'll worry about my straps. And we won't even think about decorating until the structure is complete, until all the straps are on and, well, I have to create all the straps, make them, attach them, make sure that they're attached at the right angles, make sure the whole thing fits. And after it all fits, that's when the fun part of decorating begins. But just for fun anyway, I took this, the emblem thing, and I took off the metal attachment here, and I took an old earring I had. You can see, here's what the earring looked like originally. Little, post earring with the little thing. And I used my needle nose pliers. I used my needle nose pliers to kind of roll the post into a hook that then I attached to here. I don't know how well you can see that, but that's what it looks like. So that I could have this really pretty little emblem hanging in the center with a little pearl drop. And I think it's pretty. But who knows? We'll see if that attachment works in the long run. It may fall off, but for the moment, that's the idea. And that would probably go right there. So that's where we're at. And of course, all of my stitches were done by hand with button and carpet thread. This is Dual Duty Plus with a little hand needle. The thinnest needle I can find is usually what I work with. Doop-a-doo. Okay, that's all.